Back to the Over the Shoulder podcast, episode 36. And this week, for the first time, we're actually doing a tier list. We're trying this out this week, and we're ranking the WWE World title designs, including the Universal. Sorry, not including the Universal. Like every week, I'm here with my co-host, Rob. And Rob, go ahead and introduce our guest this week.
Very excited, of course, Max. Every episode we do is, a special one. But these guys, well, I don't think they need any introduction. They're Hall of Famers on Belt Addicts Anonymous. They're part of a famous podcast, Pounding the Meat. I was actually a guest on their podcast. Really happy to have them. I'm going to introduce a gentleman that actually has been on our podcast. He was on the Winged Eagle episode with Mr. Jay Cross, Mr. Vinny Vegas. Vinny, why don't you say hello to all the fans here?
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing, man?
And we're happy to have you, bro. No doubt. And
Appreciate you having me back, bro.
Well, and happy that you accepted our invitation to come back. We didn't scare you off, but we do have another gentleman that is another Belt Addicts Anonymous Hall of Famer that's going to be inducted, Mr. Ethan Thompson. This is his debut on the Over the Shoulder podcast. Happy to have you, Ethan. Why don't you say hello to all the fans?
What is good, everybody? I'm privileged to be here. Excited.
Oh, and happy to have these two fine gentlemen, Max. Again, our little podcast. Why not bringing on some good members? Some good Hall of Famers. So, and this is an episode. I think that's great to have these two gentlemen on. So we should just dive right in.
No, for sure. Now, unlike our usual episodes where I have a presentation ready, this is completely different. This is our first time doing this, so we'll see how it goes. Go with the flow. So basically pick the designs from the world titles, not including the Universal, because it's basically the network logo on a different strap. I mean, not much discussion there. Let's start off with the big green. What do you guys think about the big green? Because me personally, I have not a huge fan, but I just want to see what you guys think first. Rob, what do you think about it?
It's a big belt, hence the name. I absolutely love big belts. Absolutely. Of course. Why do you think I do? I've got one up in the case there. It holds a sentimental value, though, with Hogan and everything. But I think, as far as the design goes, is it over the top? No. Is it basic? I don't even call it basic. I call it kind of in between. Something that I would love to see licensed, but I still do like the belt. I absolutely do. Ethan, what do you think?
It's not my first go-to, but I don't hate it. And that's the thing is if Shop sold it, yeah, I'd grab one. It's just not going to run out and grab one so fast.
No, I feel you, man. Vinny, what do you think?
I was actually shopping for this belt, I'd say 6 or 7 months ago. It's like a guilty pleasure for me. It's unique, but it like you said, Rob, it has sentimental value to us wrestling fans. So the fact that it has those memories when we look at it, it definitely moves it up a few tiers. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the prettiest belt. Trust me.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, no. I feel you. But if you like the color green, guys, go for it.
I don't know.
Seriously.
For me personally, I don't have any sentiment behind it. I never watched it. I never saw it in the ring. I don't have any memories behind it. I don't go back and watch any of the matches with this belts. For me, it's just aesthetically, I don't really like it that much. Main plate's not bad. Side plates, I do like the names on them and the dates. I just don't really like the square shapes. To me, it doesn't really go well. It doesn't like mash well with a big circular plate. It kind of looks off to me. I hate how it's two sets of plates, one in the middle. I don't like that. The wide cut, not a huge fan aesthetically. Me personally, I'd probably place it in number 3. What do you guys think? Rob, where would you place it?
I would actually, that's exactly how I would feel, Max. I mean, the fact that sentimentally, it raises it up tiers. As far as the design goes, again, yeah, not my favorite, but I can't see it be 1. There is a belt on this list that will be probably even lower than 1, but anyways, we'll get to it. This belt, definitely, I would say 3. I mean, 3? I would say 3. Solid 3. Solid 3.
What do you guys think, Vinny? Ethan?
So 1 is the lowest, right?
Sorry, no, 1 is the highest.
One's the highest. So 1's the top design. All right, gotcha. Yeah, I would say, I agree. I agree a 3 is a good, because I don't think it's that bad. but I don't think it's that great either, but
Right.
Based on the color, it should be a 5. But because of the sentimental value and kind of the prestige it kind of holds at 3, I'm going to go with 3. What about you, E?
If the belt didn't have sentimental value, it reminds me of the 24/7's grandkid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If the 24/7 had a grandkid, it'd be 5 for sure. I wouldn't fight you at 3. I
Okay.
just wouldn't.
So I say let's place it at 3 for now, and then we can rearrange it at the end. Ethan, you mentioned that it looks like 24/7. Someone posted something where you showed them side by sides, and the square side plates, the green strap, the circular main plate. It's like I never connected the dots until someone said that, but I can't unsee it now. Let's move on to the Hogan 84, though, this red one with the silver plates. Personally, I prefer it. Not by that much. I mean, the shape reminds me, it's a classic shape used a lot. I mean, as you see in 84, 85, of course, the NWA television title, and a lot of NWA belts. I'm kind of indifferent about this belt. I don't see it as a world title personally. Like, I do love silver belts. We talked about it with the smoking, so I love the silver version. To me, it just looks like a mid-card title. It just looks, it's all right. I don't really like it's kind of bland in my opinion. What do you think, Rob?
The fact that it has Hogan in his name is probably the only thing that I like about it. With respect to the plates, I find them bland. I absolutely do. And I mean, they're okay, maybe some sentimental, maybe. I wouldn't put it at a 5. I'd probably put it a little bit higher. I don't like the design. I really don't. I would prefer other versions of the Hogan. I don't care for it. And then I'm going to be the rookie belt collector saying that, oh yeah, I fucking love all the color. I love color. That's the only thing that I'm going to base it on, is just going out to get color. Nah, not this time. But it's not my favorite. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm going to go with you the same thing, because just looking at it was such a cookie cutter design at the time.
Yeah.
The NWA TV was the same way, and I'm not a big fan of lace straps, and it's down there. It's down there.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, and just because, for me, Hogan, maybe the fact that it is Hogan will actually have me turn my neck to actually look at it, but that's the only thing. Vinny, what do you think?
Man, I look at this belt from where I'm seeing it right now, and it's something that I would absolutely just not even take a double look at. It's boring. I think it's ugly. I think the red font is totally unnecessary. That's the only thing that really makes you kind of like squint your eyes at it. Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's a pretty bad design. Me personally, I'd put it in between. Maybe I'd put it in between 3 and 4, but if you agree with 4, it's going at a 4 for me. I just don't want to be disrespectful and put it at a 5, because we know others are going to be there.
I'll be the disrespectful one. I'll say 4. I mean, I have no memories. Like, I know some people watching probably going to get pissed off because they have memories of Hogan. What we're defending this belt, coming out with it. I never watched anything, so I'm looking at these belts, these older belts, just aesthetically, the design, bland. I don't see anything good about the reds. Okay, but it's not even. It doesn't accent anything. It's because I don't know. I don't like it. I would put it in a 4. What about you, Rob?
I totally agree. 4. I won't put it at a 5. Like I said, there are other belts on this list that we're going to definitely take a fucking shit on. This one, I don't think it does deserve some, not a lot, but a 4 definitely. Ethan, what do you think?
Solid 4 for me. I mean, even with the Hogan thing, I mean, honestly, I almost want to put it at a 5, but I can live with the 4.
Tempted. Yeah. Well, we can rearrange it later on the 4, lower 4. Now let's move on to the Hogan 85. For me, same shape. I'd say it's a bit better with the black paint, the gold, yellow paint on the sides, or bronze almost. I prefer this version. It stands out more. That being said, I don't like it that much more. Like the shape, it's just so. I've seen it so many times that nothing special about it. Does not scream world title to me at all. To me, that's mid card. It's better than the red, but not by much. What do you think, Rob?
It doesn't scream world title either. However, if they actually were to, this one is better, but if they were to license this one, I would have totally gone after this belt. I mean, with the 86, we'll get to the 86. This one is definitely better than the 84, no doubt. Is it my favorite? No. I would probably rank it higher than what we rank the 84 at. I like the uniqueness of the belt. I like the cut. I like the plates. Those are kind of cool. Not my favorite though. It's not my favorite, definitely. Ethan, what do you think?
I'd throw this in that 3 category. Definitely better than the 84. I hated the red on the 84. They got better with the gold. The black paint was better. No lace strap. It sits in that 3 for me.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Vinny, what do you think?
This one is definitely a lot better. The one thing I always liked about this belt was the color of the side plates. It gives it that antique look, that old school feel, and it's kind of like the side plates were the same as the big green, just a little bit of a better design, a little more swag to them, I guess. But still, for me, I would put this on big green level. I'd put this at 3. Nothing higher, really.
No, I have to agree. And it really reminds me of side plates of the old NWA television title. I don't know if you guys saw that one. If you guys are curious, you can check my channel for review. But yeah, this I would probably agree and put in a 3. Later on, we can rearrange the levels in the 1 to 5. But for now, let's put it in 3. But let's move on to the Hogan 86. And now we're talking. I really like this one. It's a huge improvement. Dual plating. I love dual plate on most belts. I really do. It makes it pop. I love that beautiful blue gold globe. The columns on the sides holding up the 2 banners. Love that. The gold WWF logo on the top. The shape, the leather cut. It's a huge improvement. I love it. What do you think, Rob?
Now we're talking. I absolutely love this belt, and everybody who knows me, this is actually one of the top rarities that I do have in the collection that is licensed by Figures Inc. Ultra Deluxe Hogan 86. Absolutely love it. I love where it came from too. I love the dual plated. I love everything about this belt. The cut on the leather, the backing, the whole thing, the plates. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm even getting a beltgasm even talking about it right now. It's some sort of sick ass fetish that I got going on here, but it's absolutely, I absolutely love it. I absolutely do. It's just incredible. It's fucking incredible. Ethan, what do you think?
I couldn't stop Rob mid beltgasm on this belt. I love the belt. It's the dual plated, just the history of the belt. This is when belts really started becoming just sexy. It's just perfect. I mean, it's one of those belts, top 2 designs, top 3 designs all time.
I totally agree. Vinny, what do you think?
Now, for me, I think it's a great design, but I don't think this one would give me the beltgasm that I'm looking for. There are other titles that I see underneath or that we're going to be talking about that I would absolutely splurge. I'd go off. You wouldn't see me for about an hour. This one, I do like it a lot, but I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's definitely, for me, it's a 2 area because it is a great design, just not something that I would be like, holy fuck, it's the best.
Yeah, I'd agree. I definitely agree. I'd say mid to middle of 2. What do you think, Rob?
Well, you know how I would go. I'd go probably, I wouldn't go a high 1 because the next boat we're going to be talking about, that's the high 1 for me. I can agree with it too. I can. A high 2 though. Definitely a high 2. And I know that some of my counterparts on Belt Addicts Anonymous on the admin team, Casey will probably, I'll run from him because I know he's gonna probably not agree, but I can live with a high 2. I definitely can. Ethan, what do you think?
It's going to be a very high 2. I mean, as high of a 2 as you're going to get.
Yeah.
There you go.
Does it let you put it in between, or you can only go 2?
Nope.
It doesn't let you go on in the line.
Doesn't
No, well, later on we're gonna rearrange him.
Gotcha.
High 2, mid 2, low 2, but
I see. Okay.
that's all it goes for now.
That's fair.
Let's move on to the Andre 87. I was gonna save this for the custom belts, but I feel like this is more than the custom belt. This is a beautiful design. For me, I prefer it over the Hogan 86. The Hogan 86. I love the two eagles. I love the sides. I love the side plates with all the flags. I mean, it's a beautiful design. Rob, just go ahead, take the floor. I know you want to.
Fuck me, I'm telling you. I had a Beltgasm over the 86. The 87 is even. It's just incredible. I mean, obviously, if I'm sporting it up in the case, Figures Inc. put this belt out. It's absolutely incredible. I love the thickness of the plates. I love that globe. I love the plates. I love the cut on the leather. I love the backing. I love everything about it. And they didn't even use this damn belt. They didn't. And it's amazing belt. It's as Ethan put it, great. It's fucking sexy. Like it really is. And when people walk in my room and they see the 87, it's incredible. It absolutely is. Ethan, what do you think of the belt?
Again, I'm going to go on that. It's fucking sexy, but we're going to have to switch positions because I'm getting the finishing of Rob's Beltgasms this whole time. I'm the finisher. No, it phenomenal design. The Eagles, the belt. I know it didn't see really much TV, but you know that Piper's Pit. Everybody remembers that, and again, it's right there with the Hogan 86
for sure.
Totally, Vinny. What do you think of it?
Now this belt, I've always had an attraction to this one. Whenever I see it, I'm like, God damn, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous belt. Why the fuck did they not use it, right? And especially with the size of it, I've gotten to see when I went to the Hogan Beach Shop, he had a replica there that he had made. And man, I didn't realize how massive this thing was. And I know it was made for Andre, but you really don't understand how large Andre is until you see like his trunks, which they have at the shop as well. He was a massive man. So this belt, the problem with this belt is that it just would have been too big for anyone else. You know what I mean? So, but design, aesthetics, everything, to me, this is a low 1. I can't go 2 for this one because I feel it's better than the 86. Just with the Eagles, the flags, I just think it has more of a championship look to it. For me, it's a low 1.
Yeah. And for me, it's probably going to be the highest one you can damn well get. However, I do want to note about this. Before I did go in the case, I put that thing over my shoulder. It took up my whole chest. It was an absolute incredible. And it's actually bigger than my wife. It's actually measured at 5'1" and 5'0". It's absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, I go probably. Well, you know what? I go mid to high 1. Ethan, what do you think?
Again, I'm throwing this in the ones. This is a 1. It's you can't fight it.
Yeah,
I agree. 1. I can't argue. It's a beautiful belt. Let's move on. The moment we've been waiting for, of course.
1. I
mean, is it an argument? Is it an argument? Like, let's just talk about it. Like the dual-plated winged eagle, the first version, my favorite version. I love dual-plated. The winged eagle is a beautiful design. Is there much to talk about? Honestly, it's just a beautiful belt. Rob, go ahead.
Oh, I totally agree with you. It is a classic belt. It's a beautiful belt. I'll comment the one that the shop put out. I think they did a really, really decent job on it. I really do.
Yeah.
With the backing on that, the backing on the back of the belt, the tips of the wings, like the bars attached.
It's weird though. I don't know. It feels like a mashup of different versions.
It is, but I still think that they did a pretty decent job on it. I do love all the winged eagles. I do. And I know what we're all going to say here is one of the most prestigious belts. I've even had talk with Bret Hart. He thinks that the network logo, we'll get to that, is a piece of shit. He's told me that. But I absolutely, I love the dual plated version. I know Max gets a fucking hard on over dual plated stuff, but I mean, I'm with him on this one. It's absolutely beautiful. Ethan, what do you think?
There's nothing you can't knock this belt. There's no knocking this belt. The Winged Eagle is the most regal design championship belt that's ever been put out. It's flawless.
Oh, and it's flawless and beautiful at the same time. And I know, Vinny, what do you really truly think? Though I know you love it, but
absolutely. Now, personally, regardless of the dual plater, and it's still it is the greatest design of all time, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. I was more of a fan of the all gold, just personally, but regardless, dual plated or not, it is a high one, highest one you can get from me.
Yeah.
I agree. One. What do you guys think about the white version? I personally really like it. I do love the all gold on the white strap. Love the cut. I don't prefer it, the dual plated black version, but I do love it. I mean, it's a beautiful design. I had one before, it was shitty, but I do love it. And I hope one day that I can, when I extend my collection, I can get this belt again. What do you think, Rob?
The white makes it pop. I really think I really like the white and the gold. I really absolutely do. It's a great belt, no doubt. I do actually prefer the black version just because I'm more accustomed to the black version. However, this is still a solid belt, Winged Eagle, absolutely incredible. Hopefully, the United Bitch Brothers doesn't get a hold of these pieces of these belts and loves to boot these belts. Don't
They will.
Yeah, they totally will. They're a fucking disgrace to the hobby. But anyways, Ethan, what do you think?
If that answers your question right there, it's I'm the Warrior Homer. I'm through and through. There's no belt he didn't have that wasn't just gorgeous. I can't deny it.
Yep, absolutely incredible. Vinny, what do you think?
I would love to see a dual plated on a white strap, because if you kind of look at it, it would kind of make the nickel plating look like it was part of the strap in a way, and the eagle would pop even more. That'd be interesting to see. I do like the white strap as well. I think it makes the design pop as just as much as the black does. But personally, I've always been a fan of just the standard black strap, just because that's more of your championship color strap. But the white is really nice too.
No, for sure. Now, would you rank this 2 or 1? Keep it.
I would keep it at a 1 myself.
Yeah,
I would too.
Me too.
Yeah. And I would too, just because it's Winged Eagle. I mean, whatever about the strap, I think the strap makes it look cool. But the design, Winged Eagle, I'd say 1.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
All day.
Perfect. Now let's go to the all gold black strap version. I mean, we all know where it's going.
It's going number 1.
Obviously, number 1. For the longest time, I prefer the dual plated, and I still do prefer the dual plated. But the gold one, I was watching WrestleMania the other day when Shawn Michaels won the Winged Eagle, when he won the belt, and he was holding it. And it just looks all beat up on the black strap, the all gold, and I'm like, damn! It made me want to order a Nawaz, and I actually did order a Nawaz just because of that. And I don't know, something that the all gold is recently I loved a lot. Yeah, it's a beautiful design, of course. Rob, what do you think?
And I absolutely agree. I mean, when I think about this belt, I love the greats that have held this belt. I absolutely do. That Iron Man match between Michaels, that might have been the one you were talking about, but between him and Brett, I mean, it was one of the best matches. I own this Figures Inc. version. I do, of course, I do. I mean, my middle name is that. I absolutely love it. I do. I love the rarity of having one of those. I just love the belt. It brings me back to the old days. I mean, when Brett won it off of Flair, I mean, that was amazing. Saskatoon, it's a great belt. It absolutely is. And it deserves to be number 1. It deserves to be 1. Ethan, what do you think?
Again, it's number 1 for so many reasons. But the thing with the all gold, in WWF, it aged the way it aged. It just aged beautifully.
Yeah.
Like it's just you go back to the design and the way it ages. You got your highs and your lows, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous.
No, I agree. I'm so tempted to get a all gold Winged Eagle, break the wing off, beat it all up. One day, I mean, that's one of the only belts, this and the brass OIC, that I would have a beat up look ring used belt, but we'll see. Vinny, what do you think?
Oh, dude. This is my favorite iteration of it of all time. It is a belt that I personally grew up, watching and really admiring. And when I look at that version, I all the memories flood. They flood my mind, man. They really overtake me. All of the matches that I watched and really invested my time into involve this title, this specific one.
Mhm.
So this is a 0 for me. It's above a 1. If we're putting 0 on top, I would put it at the highest one you could do.
The crown jewel.
That's it. Yeah, that's my baby for sure.
Yeah, and the Grail. And I mean, Vinny, you showed this off by Classic Shields on the last episode that you were on. And I mean,
Yeah.
Max and I were in fucking awe looking at it.
It's incredible.
I
And
mean, it was absolutely
and
incredible.
Ethan sent me a picture now. He actually has. Is that yours? That one?
No, that's it's a buddy's.
So he sent me a picture of a friend of his that has a dual plated on a
Mhm.
white strap. It looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. So, but yeah, for sure. Black strap, all gold, all day for me.
Beauty.
Now let's talk about the lavender winged eagle.
Hold on, Ethan's
s-
coming right now. Hold on, Ethan, you good?
It
You all right?
hurts. It hurts. Honestly,
You good? You all right?
it hurts.
This is his crown jewel. This is his his Ark of the
Well, I mean,
Covenant.
I know I'm gonna rant for a second. I know we all get Hoganed out with the winged eagle, but look, Warrior was the first to do color straps. He was the last to hold the dual plated. He was the first to hold the all gold. I mean, he's Mr. Winged Eagle.
Yeah. Listen, Ethan, I'll let you talk about this belt before I shit on it. So go ahead, praise this belt before I give my opinion on it.
Again, it's a 1. Obviously, it's a winged eagle, so I'm putting it at a 1. It hurts to look at that belt, but I love looking at that belt because that Royal Rumble slaughter that really took me to a dark place for a couple of weeks. But again, Warrior, he made that belt his. He made these belts his. The colors, his colors, the vibrance, the loudness, everything. He could have been like everybody else and just ran out to the ring with a black strap belt and been content. He made it his own. I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't like the lavender.
Be nice.
I don't like the lavender on a world title. I mean, we talked about it on the Wayne Dingle episode with Vinny and Jay. For a world championship, white is stretching it. White is okay, I guess. But when you go on a colored strap, it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I do like it aesthetically. It's not bad. I wouldn't get it, and I don't really love the shade of lavender. But I do understand why you do. Rob, what do you think?
I 100% agree with Ethan, actually. I absolutely love the color straps. I mean, of course I do. I mean, I've got the Intercontinentals. I got the Blue Winged Eagle over there. Is it my favorite? No. However, I do like it. And if they licensed it, I would have been all over it. I think it looks cool. I really do. I think it looks cool. And Ethan's absolutely 100% right. Warrior could have came out with a black strap. He made these belts. He absolutely did. I think it deserves to be 1 as well. And I mean, I know that, there are other belts that fine, like other versions. However, I do like this belt. I do.
Mm.
And they licensed it, I'd be all over it because it's rare as fuck. Anyways, Vinny, what do you think?
Like I said on the other episode, Warrior was the only one that could pull this stuff off because it matched the colors of the tassels, and he was always really, really good at making himself look dope, and everything just meshed well. All the color, you could tell he really spent time at getting his gear together and making sure it was not just loud, but aesthetically pleasing as well. Like it wasn't so loud that it just didn't work. He
Yeah.
made it work. And these belts were like the cherry on top, the strap colors. So the fact that he put this much effort into his character, into his look, really, really shows that you could take anything and make it look cool if you're the Ultimate Warrior. So me, when I look at this, I just remember Ultimate Warrior and I remember Sergeant Slaughter. I remember that little feud,
Yeah.
that lavender strap is what takes you back to that one specific moment in your childhood. This is a definite 1 for me.
Mhm.
And if it weren't for the Ultimate Warrior, it would definitely be lower. It wouldn't be as high.
For sure.
Yeah, totally agree.
And 1. Now let's move on to the Big Eagle. Let's start with the block logo, blue strap. I mean, I love dual plated, and I also love the block logo. I love that block logo so much. I prefer it over the Attitude Era any day. It's beautiful. I just love it. The blue strap looks wonderful. The brown croc looks beautiful. The blue behind the logo looks amazing. The design I just love. I love this belt. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's still nice. Like, I mean, it is. Fuck, good thing we didn't pull a scratch logo, guys. I mean, Max would have been shitting on his belt. Oh, wait, it's coming. Definitely. I do like it. It's not my favorite. However, I do like this version. You're absolutely right, Max. I do like this version over the scratch logo. We will get to that. I mean, the colors behind the logo, very, very cool. I do talk about, the color behind the logo and the globe. I know that they're different. It kind of bugs me. It's fine. It's a basic cut though with the circle, but however, it's got some sentimental. It does as well. I do like the belt. I do. Would I get it if they licensed it? Probably, because I'd be all over it because I'm just crazy. Ethan, what do you think?
Favorite rendition of this belt? I mean, you get the globes. Reggie and Jamar always did the opposite of each other. Jamar would do the light globes, Reggie do the dark globes, and that's how they. But with this belt, I mean, again, we're coming off the Winged Eagle. Austin comes to the ring in March of '98 and chucks it at Vince's feet, and you have the introduction of this belt, and they did a good job. I mean, to replace the Winged Eagle, you could have done a lot worse.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow the Winged Eagle, and I think they did a decent job.
Yeah. Vinny, what do you think of it?
The block logo, blue strap. This was definitely, when they introduced it, my jaw dropped. Number one, because no one expected it, right? You had no idea this was coming. And when you watch Austin come down with the Winged Eagle after winning it, it did kind of look small on him. When you go back and you watch him come down that ramp and he's just flinging it, where he has it on his shoulder, I believe, and then he's flinging it around. I mean, it's a tiny belt. When he throws the big eagle up, you're like, oh shit! It just looked good on Austin, right? As far as the rendition of it, the block logo by far will always win. The scratch logo, we'll get to that, but this one is my favorite as far as the colored strap, the design and of the block logo and the whole look and feel of the belt. This is my favorite one. Personally, I would give this one a good 2. I don't think it's a 1 in my book because then we're putting it equal to the Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
And I just can't do that.
No, agreed.
No, I completely agree.
And Max, you did a really good review on this on your channel.
Yeah, I have an X-Man belts one if you guys want to check that out.
I saw that one. Yeah.
It's pretty good for SC and for the price. Let's move on to the Attitude Era one. I don't like it as much. I honestly don't. I mean, I hate the fucking WWF tooling going all the way around. I don't like that on that belt. I don't like it on Undisputed. I just don't like that tooling. The WWF logo, just don't like it. I've talked about it before. We talked about this in previous episodes. It just doesn't look as prestigious as the block logo, and it just looks sloppy. I don't like it. And I know it holds a special part in so many people's hearts, especially Casey. I know he's cringing right now that I'm bashing on the scratch logo, but I just don't like it aesthetically. I don't like it as much. That being said, I do like the black strap. But it's just, in my opinion, it's a downgrade. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I mean, for the guys that had all the Attitude Era belts, for that 2001 line, I mean, myself, Brandon, Jamie, I mean, we have to have this. Oh, we do. Is it my favorite? No. I would prefer the block logo. I would, definitely. I don't like the stamping that goes kind of like halfway up the straps and then it doesn't go over the main plate. That bugs the shit out of me on these belts, on mine at least. I mean, I don't know. It's an okay belt. Again, block logo looks better. It does. But not my favorite. Ethan, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I'm going to say the block logo, again, is going to be better. I prefer the gold scratch version over the white scratch version. I think the white scratch version, the white scratch, it just looks off. It doesn't catch the eye. So, yeah, I would definitely place this. I'm at a 3, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem with the 3. And again, I have it just because I have all the 2001 line, and it's my. I don't think it's not my least favorite. It's down there though, but Vinny, what do you think?
Yeah, this belt, white scratch. I agree with Ethan. We've talked about this. I prefer the gold scratch
Mm.
because that's the only thing really that's white on the main plate, and it's kind of an eyesore. It takes away from the whole design aspect of it. You're forced to kind of look at that logo, and that's probably why they did it, because Vince is obsessed with their logo, as you can see now. I'm not. I think the logo should be on there, but it shouldn't be the only thing on there. And this particular version, I'm going to agree with Ethan. It belongs in the 3 area, and it's lucky it's in the 3 area because it's the big eagle. Everything else looks great, but when you throw a white scratch WWF logo on there, it kind of takes away from it.
Thank you. I've been waiting for people to say that, because every time I have Casey on, he's like, I love that design. It's my favorite design. Casey, you see other people agreeing with me. The white scratch logo is ass. Let's move on to the big gold. Now, this is not the crumb rind. This is after the invasion, I believe. This is like the, I think, AFX cast version. So it's the all gold casted from the crumb rind on that shitty strap. I don't like this version too much. It's one of my least favorite versions of the big gold. It's still a big gold though, so it is nice, but it's my least favorite version of the big gold. What do you think, Rob?
Totally agree. It's my least version too. I don't really care for this. It's this shitty strap. I'm not going to say much about this belt because I don't really like it. I'll let my other co-hosts say what they like about it. Again, not my favorite here. Really not. And I already know where I'm going to rank this fucking thing. But anyways, Ethan, what do you think?
I'm gonna piggyback on you guys. It's not my favorite version. I just didn't like it. I know it's a big gold, but didn't like the design. It just didn't sit well. It's one of those belts that just didn't sit well. And yeah, it's gonna go pretty low on my list.
Perfect.
Yep.
Vinny,
what do you think?
Okay. When it comes to the big gold, you can ask any of my friends, man. Never a fan. Never a fan of the design in general. Even WCW, Ric Flair, the crumb rind, all for some reason, and I don't even understand it myself. I can't explain it. When I see it, I think of messy. I don't know why. When you look at it from afar, you can't really make anything out on it. It's kind of just a jumbled gold mess.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in the minority here. I know I am, because a lot of people treasure this design and this title. It could be that I was a WWF kid and it wasn't really there ever, until Ric Flair brought it in that one time, and it was the real World Championship. And I saw it and I was like, did they make this belt just for this moment? And when it came into WWE, it never really fit for me. It just didn't look right on my WWE superstars, my WWF superstars. It just didn't feel right. So personally, I don't know. I would go 4 with this one, but that's just me.
Too.
That's just me. You don't have to do it, but not a big gold fan. And I'm sorry. I'm just not.
It was a very period belt though. So like that belt was really nice in a period, the late 80s, early 90s was the period. But when they try to reuse it again,
I'm with you.
I have to agree with 4 just for this version. Now, when we get to the textured version, we'll be all over it. But this first, specifically the AFX, I fucking hate it. I'm going with 4. What do you think, Rob?
4. That's why I was actually going to put it. Is that a 4?
Ethan, what do you think?
I'm a 4.
Okay.
I'm surprised. Wow. All right. Good. There was no pushback on that. All right.
To the undisputed version 1. We went over it with Jay last episode. I love it. I love the WWF logo. It is a scratch, unfortunately, but it doesn't look too bad here. It's an all gold, which doesn't stand out like the white version. I love the texturing. I love the strap. Not the WWF tooling too much, but it is what it is. Only one version didn't have the WWF tooling, so can't really complain about that. I love the line with the crest and the texturing in it. I just love the V1. The size is a bit small, but I don't mind too much. I really like this design. Rob, what do you think?
Well, you know what I think? The bigger is, the better. Not my favorite version. I like the V2 better than the V1. I do like that. I don't own that version. I really do. That's what I really like about it. I don't own it. I mean, I guess I'm with you, Max. You know, some of the things are really okay on it, but again, V2 is just bigger. It's bigger for me. I like it better. And I mean, Mr. J Cross can definitely agree with me on that. He agreed with me on the last episode. I mean, I know where I'm going to rank this belt. I definitely do. The only actually, there is actually one other thing, guys. You know, that I don't own it. Fine. It's got the WWF on it. That's cool. That's cool for me. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm gonna jump on Rob. I'm the V2 guy. I like the V2, but I'll still place it in a sentimental area of my heart, because this was really when, after these two belts kind of left, this is when championship belts died.
Yeah.
This was a swan song for WWE. So it gets a little bit of a pass for me.
Yeah. Vinny, what do you think?
This was the last great design by WWF, WWE, as far as titles go. You know, when you look at all the titles that they had, and this was the last one that you kind of remember as a really, really well done design. I agree with you guys. I do like the V2 a lot more. I like the larger version of this title. The V1, the whole look of it, I do like the design of it, but it never really made me go, damn, I want that belt. You know, I just thought, oh, nice design, but never really wanted it personally. So it doesn't really rank high for me.
Yeah, for me, for the V1, I just love that little texturing. I love texturing, so I'd probably rank it at a number 2. For me, it's on par with the block logo Big Eagle, but it's definitely not on the 1. What do you guys think, though?
I'd put it at a 3. That's how I would put it. No disrespect, and none, definitely. 4 is way too low. 3 is just perfectly fine, because I know exactly where I would place that V2, and I definitely know. So that's why I would put it at a 3. Ethan, what do you think?
I agree. It's a solid 3.
Yeah.
Vinny, what do you think?
Vinny?
I'll go with a 3 as well. It's in line with the white scratch Big Eagle for me.
Sure. All right, number 3. Now let's move on to V2. Yeah, it's bigger size. I prefer the WWF logo. The size is the only real thing that I like. They removed the texturing though, so it's but yeah, it's a good design. Same, still the same design that I love. Just a bigger size, different logo. Rob, go ahead, have your beltgasm.
I'm a V2 guy. I absolutely am. I love the way that it looks, the bigness of the belt. Brock Lesnar made it look amazing. I mean, absolutely the way that he wore it, where all the greats wore it. I think it's in a great belt. I love the outer lines with respect to the black, the trim. Anyways, amazing belt, absolutely is. Is that the picture though, Max, that you had from the last week where we were looking at the fucking eyes of the inconsistencies on the plate? I think you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like eyes and the schnoz and the smiley face on it. Jay and I were looking at that. We were like, what the hell? It just bugs the shit. I mean, I would rather just have all golden anyways, but great belt, V2, I'd rank it definitely higher. And I know exactly where I'm going to rank that belt. Ethan, where do you think?
Again, bigger is better when it comes to belts, like minus the winged eagle.
Yeah.
The design, I do love the little border, the little black edge that it had. Again, just made the plates bigger, made everything bigger, gave it more weight. It'll be ranked higher than the V1, but it's, for me, it's not a crazy leap.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Vinny, what do you think?
This one, it's a better version. It's a better iteration of the design of the title. But as far as it being bigger, does it really get me? No. This is where like I said, WWE, this was their last great design, but I was already the big gold or the big eagle was kind of where I had my last connection with the WWF title. So for this one, for me personally, I would keep it same as the V1, a higher 3, but that's just me. It's not a title that I'm like, damn, you know what, that goes up to a 2 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you see, I would probably put it at a low 2. However, I can definitely agree on a high 3, on a very high 3. Like it definitely, but
I'm also leaning probably low 2, high 3.
That's how
Ethan,
I'm feeling.
where do you think it's going?
I'm right at that. It's like 3 on the money, like right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can rearrange it after, but for now. Now let's move on to the 3D big gold with the WWE logo. Now this is the big gold that I love. I love this. The proper tooling on the strap's not a dog shit strap. The plates are 3D. I mean, of course, you remember Triple H holding that belt, and I love this version. We talked about it in previous episodes. I really do love this version. One of my favorite versions of the big gold. I'm ranking it pretty high. Rob, what do you think?
I mean, I am too. I love this version as well. I've got one signed by Ric Flair up in a fucking case right now. I mean, I absolutely do love it. I like this better than that other piece of shit that we were looking at. I'd rank this one pretty high. I'm with you, Max. I absolutely do love it. The feeling of everything with what comes to this belt, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, would I rank it as high as an 87? Probably not, but still, it is a great belt. It absolutely is. And now we're talking. Ethan, what do you think?
Great belt. I love the belt. Triple H made that belt. It's a phenomenal belt, but I'm going to play devil's advocate because that belt is a terrific design, but again, they just kind of took the big gold and changed it. So my ranking is definitely going to be lower than yours. For sure.
Right. And I think this is the first. Sorry, Vinny, go ahead. What do you think about this version?
For me, it's right next to its partner on 4, but that's because I don't like it. You know, that I don't like the big gold design, and no matter how much I try to, I've tried. I've sat there and I've stared at it, and you know, I've listened to the history of it, and it's just something that I cannot love. But I know we're going to have different rankings for different belts, so. You know, if you guys prefer to rank it higher, by all means. But my personal ranking, I wouldn't rank it higher than the other one.
No, I think this is the first one we're going to have a proper debate.
We are.
Me, I'm ranking it low 1, to be honest.
Wow.
I love the 3D big gold.
Wow.
I'm ranking it low 1, maybe high 2, but that's the top 2.
Wow, I got your back until now. I mean, I knew you loved it, but holy fuck, I didn't realize it was that much of a love. I would not be. I'd rank it higher than what Vinny was saying. I'd rank it at a 3. That's where I would go at best, at 3. I love my belt, though, that it is signed by Ric Flair, but it's not the highest grade belt that I absolutely love here. Again, I think it deserves maybe higher than a 4, but I don't think it deserves 1 and 2. But I know we're going to have a debate here. 3 for me. Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah, that one kind of threw me off. I'm going 3. I'm going 3. Like it's and in the 3 category of the belts we have up, it's definitely on the higher end of those of that category, but it's still that 3. Sorry, Max. Sorry.
Wow.
Damn.
4,
Listen,
3, 1.
But compared to the Big Eagle, do you guys prefer the Big Eagle block logo than the Big Gold?
Yes.
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, majority wins. I'll have to put into 3. It hurts me, but I'll put it
3 there. I mean, you know, I'm hurt too. I wanted a 4. I was rooting for that 4. You know, but you know, you win some, you lose some.
I'm sorry you threw me by surprise, Max.
No,
Wow.
Trust me, I love that belt.
Wow.
But let's move on. I mean, the one is literally just Wayne Deagle and Andre, but you know, we'll see. Spinner.
I think we're going to argue here too.
No,
as well.
I'm more lenient on this one. Listen, Aesthetically wise, it's not great. Memories, talking about memories, this is my peak memories. This is when I was young and I was watching WWE, watching CM Punk hold this, watching John Cena hold this, watching The Rock hold this. So has a special part in my heart because I was young watching this. That being said, I can put that aside and realize this is the dog shit design. It is a joke, a toy. It is spinning. I mean, it wasn't as bad when it was set straight and it wasn't spinning anymore, but it's still you can't take it seriously. That's what I think about it. Rob, what do you think?
Comparing this to the Winged Eagle, like, give me a fucking break. Seriously, the spinning, when I first saw it, I thought it was a joke. Like, I mean, are you seriously kidding me? I didn't think that I would own any spinners. I actually own 2 of them, not this version. I don't like the version.
You did own it though. You did own it.
I did own it. I did, and I sold it.
Just want to clarify.
However, one of our counterparts, fellow Belt Addicts Anonymous admin co-founder Casey, I think he had like 3 different versions of this belt. He gets a hard on for this belt, like you got a hard on for the big gold. I guess so, eh?
Oh yeah.
So, but you know, in all fairness aside, I know where I am going to rank this belt. I can't really take it seriously. I can't. Maybe just you know what? And I do want to say this to everybody out there, okay? Don't boot spinners, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, don't boot spinners. That's the worst thing you can fucking do. Okay, United Bitch Brothers, and I know you're fucking hearing me. Okay,
And network logos.
and network logos, Ethan. That's absolutely it. Don't boot those. You will not get a good version of this. Definitely, if you go for that. Ethan, what do you think?
So, all right, this belt is a special kind of belt, right? I don't hate it. Truth be told, I don't hate it. I hate it as a championship belt.
Yeah.
It's more of a novelty to me. I like CM Punk when he had it, but for me, I know where I'm going to rank this because I'm just putting this out there now. 5 is going to have a special place, and some of these belts are just, oh yeah.
Vinny, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. What do you think?
I'm gonna be
spinning?
honest here, man.
God.
I know what he's going to say.
Now listen. Hear me out. Hear me out.
God. You never know what's you know
Remember-
it's gonna
No,
be
I
bad
know
when
it's
someone
I
says,
know
"Hear
it's
me
coming
out."
out. I know it's coming out of his mouth. Trust me.
Remember that guilty pleasure I talked to you about? This is a guilty pleasure for me. When I look at the belt, because I have one, I have the shop one. Okay, the shop spinner.
Okay.
When I look at it, is it ugly? Yes. Right? Is it corny? Yes. Is it gaudy? Yes. But it's different, right? And the motherfucker was thick as fuck. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how thick this
Thing
bitch
was
was.
massive.
Right?
Yeah.
It's massive.
When you see
And-
when Cena came back with and he had the when Punk came back with the real one and Cena had the replica and they're both holding it up, you can see the
Fucking-
replica is like paper thin compared to the
Yeah.
real one.
But
And the replica's thick already.
But for some reason, I get a kick out of it. I like it. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't like the big gold.
Jeez.
So sometimes my rankings can be on meth, right?
Yeah.
This is something where when
many
sometimes you
bat
may look
bombs.
at the rankings and it's a drug induced state to where I rank some of these belts. No, I'm sober, and if it weren't for the Undisputed and the Big Eagle in 3, I would give it a low 3. But I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be logical here, but I'm gonna give it some props. I'll give it a 4. That's me though. Give it a 4.
Yeah.
I kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
be
it.
honest.
I kind of like it.
If there's someone selling a restoned, re-leathered version, I'm picking it up for a good price.
When it's restoned, that
Just
thing,
like the network logo, when it's re-stoned and re-leathered,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just look at it.
whole
I woke
different
up this
level.
morning, I look over, see my Universal glistening in the sun. It just looks beautiful. But design-wise, it does hold a special part of my heart too, though. I mean, seeing Punk hold that, I'd probably agree. Low 4 for me, maybe low 4 at the most. Rob, where would you rank it?
Just because Cena and Punk, I mean, that's the only reason why I would not probably go as low as the 5. 4, where is exactly where I would put it. In Casey, I'm sorry if you are watching this, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, I'm sorry. I think it is a 4. I really
think 4 is generous. I mean,
4 is generous.
Ethan, where are you placing this belt?
I'm being generous too. It should be in a 5, but it's a 4 because
4.
the next couple of belts are going to be 5. So
They totally will be.
All right, let's move on to the big logo. I'm gonna be honest. I like this belt. I really do. Let's hear me out. Hear me out. This is for sure an upgrade over the spinner. For me, I love this. I'm getting the fake zinc version of this soon, the V2, which is the upgraded bars, the domed side plate, which is rare. But I'm excited for that. But I prefer it. I remember when Rock pulled it out, and to me, it was an upgrade over the spinner. I can take it more seriously. Is it a big tacky logo? Yes. Is it as bad as the network logo? Hell no. I don't mind it. I like it. I put it probably 4, if not a bit higher than the spinner. Rob, what do you think?
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't really care for this belt. I really don't. I had the V1. I know a lot of people who had the V3.
The V1's dog shit.
V1 is so bad. Like, oh man, it was bad. I had a chance to get V2. I mean, you know what? V2, V3, V4, you know what? Fuck. Like, seriously. I don't like this belt. I really don't. I mean, if I'm really looking at wrestling and I'm looking at the nostalgia, I'm looking at the real belts that were back then, as Ethan said it best, they were sexy back then. This is not sexy. This is not sexy.
Nice.
Congrats, though, Max, for joining Fig Zinc Club, though, definitely. With this belt, no doubt. You got it on a heck of a steal. However, sorry, it doesn't do it for me.
At least it's not as bad as the light heavyweight.
Well.
Ethan, what do you think about the big logo?
It's we talk about bringing sexy back, and this just didn't bring sexy back. No. This was a downgrade from the spinner, and that's hard to do. That's fucking hard to do, but this was a legit downgrade. Like, I'm sorry to whoever likes this belt, whoever invests money in this belt, whoever restones and re-leathers this belt. I apologize for you throwing your money away.
Yeah, I mean, in V2 is rare. It's rare. It's a rarity. I mean, I just like it because it is rare. And I mean, Casey's got the V2. Max, you're getting the V2. That's the only thing I'm going to comment on it. It's rarity. Anyways, I love how Ethan said downgrade. Well put, my friend.
Hurts my
Vinny,
soul.
what do you think?
You know, the one thing when this belt was revealed, the one thing that really bothered me was the word champion and how they displayed that in like a V, right? And to me, it's kind of like they were forced to fit the word champion in that space. Listen, you can plop your logo on anything, right? And brand it the way you want. We understand that here they were like, you know what? I want everyone to know what the WWE title is. From far away, from wherever you are, from space, you can see where the WWE title is because of this. We just want the logo and that's it. To me, that's a lazy design. It's obnoxious, and to me, it's a downgrade from the spinner. Yeah. I don't like it, and I don't think I ever will like it. I never wanted to buy it. And I've seen someone even do a block logo version of this.
Oh God.
And if you want to make a title with a block logo uglier than a scratch, you put the block logo on this thing. You don't take a logo and plaster it and that's it. You just don't do it. You know, so to me, no. I'm putting this one, I'm putting it at 5. That's me. I'm putting it at 5.
You know, personally, I like it, but I can agree with a 5. Rob?
5.
Ethan,
5.
Of course, 5.
10.
Now let's move on to the network logo. This is definitely a downgrade. It just looks. I just don't really like the network logo to begin with, and I never liked the scratch logo, and somehow they went downgrade from that. This one seems even lazier. Like, you can barely even see, at least in the scratch logo, you can see champion. Okay, this you can barely even see champion. It looks like a fucking cookie cutter, like a little cookie cutter for WWE logo, and you can barely see World Heavyweight Champion on there. That being said, I own it. But Rob, what do you think?
I do think it's garbage. However, it is my first belt, and I was a rookie belt collector about 5 years ago, and I had no idea what the hell I was buying. So do I still have my first belt? Yes. And I decided to give it some Dean Ambrose side blades. Why not? It hangs there. It does. Not my favorite belt. It's really low on my list. I do think it's hot garbage, though. I really do. It's a downgrade for me. I don't like these belts. I think they're lazy. I find them lazy. Compared to the other belts, they could have done this a lot better. They really could have. Not my favorite. Ethan, what do you think?
This is more cold garbage for me. It's not hot garbage. Just a little cold. It's
Cold.
like it's way better than the predecessor. It's way better.
Whoa.
But again, it's still a giant W. I actually prefer the universal because of the strap color, and you have that. But as far as this goes, again, it's another branding deal, and that's all it is.
Yeah. Vinny, what do you think of it?
When the WWE Network released and I saw this logo for the first time, it broke my heart. I was broken. And I was like, I really hope that this logo is just for the WWE Network. I hope it's just for that branding. Then I saw the title. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to see for the next 10 years. This terrible, terrible, ugly piece of shit logo. It doesn't fit any of the pay-per-view names, any of the pay-per-view logos. If you notice, when you look at like
It's
SummerSlam or even Royal Rumble, and then the logo's just slapped there. You know, they even try to color it sometimes to fit it doesn't fit. It doesn't look good on anything.
yeah.
Anything. Maybe King of the Ring because it kind of looks like a crown. But nothing about this logo.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing that's good about it. To me, this is trash. And I don't know why I own it, but I do. It's the first belt I ever got, and I got a lot of autographs on it. I got Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and I was like, I can't let it go. It's there. It's my first belt I ever got, but I'll keep it. But to me, this is absolute trash.
Yeah.
Worst design.
Yeah. And, you know, with the rookie belt collectors that get into the game, they have no idea. They're going to buy this belt. I mean, I was one of them. I had no idea. And I'm not going to get rid of it because it's the whole thing that started this whole addiction. So
Yeah.
I feel you, man. I absolutely feel you.
I'm connected to mine too because it's the first one I got and has a lot of autographs on it. I'll never let go of it, but I will say it's the ugliest belt I own.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me, the only reason I got it is kind of like a project belt. It's re-stone, re-leathered, sidebars, plates. I don't know. I just love doing it, and I love getting re-leathers, re-stones. It was fun. For me, it was fun. It was almost like a project belt, and it looks okay sometimes, like when the light glistens and the sparkles, but that's the only thing about it. But yeah, I think we can all agree. 5?
100% 5.
If it was 10, I'd go 10.
Yeah, it's bad.
Now, let's move on to custom belts, and we'll start off with the Smoking Skull. Now, we talked about this in a previous episode. I am not a huge fan of this belt. It fits Stone Cold 100%, and that's what it's made for. So that when these custom belts, we have to keep in mind they are made for the specific person, specific wrestler. Aesthetically, it's decent. I like the backing. Again, never liked the WWF logo, but painted in red, it's not bad. I prefer the silver version, the gold version. I do understand why they use the gold version on TV, though, for a world title. Never screamed world champion to me, but it's a custom belt, so it doesn't have to do that much. I'm kind of indifferent. With time, I've kind of grown not so fond of it. Rob, what do you think?
You know, part of the 2001 line. I mean, that's why, I had to have it. The one I have is really clean. Still got the patch and hologram sticker on it. I do like the F version better. The one that they have on shop with the WWE looks just weird. I find it looks really, really weird. Not my favorite belt, though. I'm kind of like you, Max. I would rather have the silver edition. I would. Again, though, this is part of the line. All of our, crazy belt collectors, we go for this. Again, not my favorite, though. And I know where I'm going to rank it. Ethan, what do you think?
I actually like the belt. Because if you compare it to the other hot garbage we have at 5, it's way better. But no, I like the belt. I don't like how Shop did the belt. I do prefer the nickel like everybody else. I think the nickel really pops. But I understand why they use the gold. But no, I think for the period and how wrestling was going at that time, I think it was a solid belt.
For sure.
Vinny, what's your thought?
There's one thing that bothers me about this title when you see replicas or boots of this thing, and Ethan knows where I'm going with this. The first thing I look at is the logo, right? Because when the Scratch logo was first introduced, they had like this fat version of it. If you go back to the very first Raw is Wars and you see the Scratch logo where they would walk out on the ramp, originally they had the first one. It was real fat and thick,
Like puffy
and then
almost.
they're like a puffy version of it, and then they kind of slimmed it down and made it look more symmetrical in a way.
Lost weight.
Yeah, lost weight, exactly. The Stone Cold belt had the fat puffy version of this WWF, and a lot of people get the skinny one and just plop it on there, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. When you saw this title when it was introduced, it had that fat WWF on it. So even the shop messes that up. They didn't do a fat version of the WWE. They just plopped the skinny version. So that always bothered me about that's just, something that I wanted to say about it. But as far as the belt goes, I thought when he introduced it, I thought it was cool because it was Stone Cold, right? Stone Cold's such a badass. He can have his own belt made. Like that's someone who was like against the system, against the corporate, against being a part of the corporation. No, I'm going to make my own damn belt. So that's the reason why I liked it. As far as the design goes, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a little sloppy to me. I thought it seems rushed, but that's just my personal opinion. So for me, I would give it a 4. But what do you guys think? I'm at a 4 with that one.
I'm probably close to mid to high 4 also.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan.
I am too. It's, again, not my favorite. I had to have it because it is part of the line, like I said. I see some really bad fucking bootlegs on this belt. I'm sorry.
God.
Some bad
snakes with-
artwork out there. Yeah.
Yeah, just be
Like a
careful.
snake eating itself.
Yeah, like just brutal. But I would go 4. Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah, and that's another thing though, that Smoking Skull took a lot of cues from the Women's Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Very similar.
The shape of it, right?
Yeah, the
shape of the nameplate.
the barbed wire around. There's a lot of cues, but for what it is, I'd go solid 4.
Okay. Put it 4 there. Now let's go on to the Rated Art spinner. Personally, I prefer it over this normal spinner. I think it fit Edge. Yeah, I like it. It's just his logo. I thought it was pretty cool when he had it. What do you think, Rob?
I like the Figures Inc. version, of course, and I know we're going to be talking about that. The one that I have, I do prefer the Vigs Inc. version over the shop version. I mean, I do like it better than the other spinner. I've got it. It's signed by Edge. It's a rarity. I love having it. As far as a belt goes, again, not my favorite, though. I would still rank it higher than the other spinner. Maybe. We'll see. But I do like this version a lot better. I do. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm gonna be the guy that I'm not an Edge guy. I never was. I just never was. But with the hot garbage that we have at 5, to me, it's just in between the Smoking Skull and the other spinner, somewhere in there. I mean, it's a solid 4 for me.
Mm-hmm. Vinny, what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I rank this a little bit lower than the other spinner because number one, I don't like Edge's Rated R Superstar logo. I was just never a fan of it. But you could see how that kind of maybe would have taken place of the nameplates as well. I know they had nameplates on it, but maybe like Austin would have had a spinning Smoking Skull and stuff like that. They could have done stuff like that if they had kept this design. But to me, I rank this lower than the Scratch logo spinning in the middle. I just never liked this version. It never appealed to me, and I'm with Ethan. I never liked Edge, so that could be why. So personally, I'd put it at a 5, but I could see putting it at 4 as well. But for me personally, I would have put it at a 5.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I put it at a low 3, high 4, so I can accept going a 4. Again, not my favorite, but I mean, I had to have it. I do love Edge, but that's
Yeah, I think we agree, Tom. part. The same realm was the normal spinner. Now, let me go with the Eco first before I shit on the Fiend belt, just to keep it easy.
No, you can shit on both of them.
I will shit on both of them, but the Fiend belt will be bigger shit. Now, the Eco, it's wood, it's hemp. I didn't like it. It was cool for a day, and I saw some people restoning the replica, which is, I mean,
with rocks on their
with literal
dress.
stones.
Stop it.
They took rocks from the bottom of a fish tank and just.
I was literally gonna say, stop going to your local koi pond and grabbing rocks to restone this thing. Throw it in a barbecue. You use it to start your barbecue. That's where it belongs.
Yeah, and then they sold that $5,000 real version. Oof, wow. Shit belt. Already stupid design. Somehow even more stupid. Jeez, I don't know what to say. It's a fucking stupid belt. Rob.
They're both fucking stupid. I mean, an ex-co-host of the Over the Shoulder podcast, Mike Morano. I mean, you motherfucker. You know, I mean, how can you even defend this belt? You had to have it because, what, were you the first on YouTube to show it off? That thing belongs in my fucking toilet. Both those belts belong in my toilet. I have a better chance of going over to my toilet, pulling shit out of my ass, literally, and having it be a better belt. Horrible belts. And I mean, Casey, yeah, sorry, bro. It absolutely sucks. And I know that these belts, well, the Eco one, definitely. People are selling what now, guys? 500 US because they're not on the shop anymore.
Yeah.
They're a disgrace. I'd rank it lower than a freaking, like, I'd rank it like 99. Do we have a 99 option? Seriously.
Yeah, I'm ranking pretty low.
It's absolutely horrible. Sorry, Ethan. What do you think?
As far as belts go, this is as big of a joke. And I'm going to rank this lower than the Fiend belt because the Fiend belt's a fucking joke.
Oh.
This belt deserves to be in a landfill and never see the bright of day. This is some hippies dream belt, and just get rid of it. Burn it.
Vinny, what do you think? Absolute trash. Absolute garbage. A joke. They could have released other replicas that actually meant something. And the fact that they made this a replica even insults me more. So it's trash.
Yeah,
I agree. Complete dog shit. So obviously 5. And now this Fiend belt. Listen, this is, in my opinion, the worst title in everything. Every title. This is so fucking stupid. It literally does not even look like a belt. Like, I don't understand this at all. I was so excited. I remember I was at work and I saw a notification, I don't know, Twitter or something. It was like, Fiend, new belt. And I don't know if you guys saw like Paul Martin custom Fiend Network logo with a custom strap and all the cool Fiend. And I was like, oh my God, he finally did it. Something like that. No. And I see a fucking mask. It's so idiotic. It doesn't look like a belt at all. Nowhere does it say it's a championship. If a random person sees this, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? It just looks like a mask. And they added some strap-ons to go around your face. It looks so dumb. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make sense as a Fiend, like for the character too. Like, why would he's supposed to be like a monster or something? Why would he get a mask of himself? It makes no logical sense. And then when he wore it around his neck, like a fucking moron. I hate this belt so much. I don't understand it. I don't see how anyone can enjoy this belt. It doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense to me. At least the Eco belt look like plates, kind of. This is just a face. I despise this belt. Rob.
Oh, I'm totally with you. What exactly are you paying for here, guys? You're paying money for they're not even plates. It's just like a freaking mouth. Like, literally, what am I going to do? I'm going to stick my 2 fingers in the mouth. It's just like the TNA Hardy belt. Seriously, like the Immortal Hardy belt, that piece of shit. Seriously, this belt blows. It blows everything about it. Mike Morano, I seriously hope you're watching this, dude. Take your belt and throw it in the fucking trash. Or what you can do is, if you really, really want more of this belt, since you love having sex with your wife while wearing these belts, go for it, my friend. And then it will be actually weird since you're giving the O face, and this belt is also going to give the O face as you're going to be doing your absolutely horrible belt. It's a fucking travesty. Oh, God, get it off the screen, Max. Get it off the screen. It's absolutely horrid, man. Seriously. Ethan, what do you think?
I'd actually like to tie the hemp belt together with this belt and then, Steve Austin chuck him off a bridge.
Yeah.
Again, the belt has no serviceable functions. It's not a belt. It was a gimmick that WWE was like, we can make some money because we can sell these dudes 37 cents worth of foam and some spray paint for $400, $500, whatever they're selling it for. And they suckered him in. The same person that designed the Fiend belt probably designed the eco-friendly belt.
Yep. Jeez.
68, was it 6,800 or
For
something?
the real one, yeah.
Yeah, 6,800 Canadian. I know 5,000 American? I know
5,000 for the real one, yeah. Handmade,
Jillian.
real.
Handmade. Oh, handmade. Vinny, what do you think?
This is where WWE just tried way too hard to make something scary and fiend-like, and it's a complete joke. This is not a title. This is not a championship. This is a piece of shit. And I remember seeing one of the replicas. You can't even wear the thing. The straps are like this long at the very end. The little belt straps. It's a joke. It's trash. This is absolute trash.
Totally agree.
Oh, shit. I think we can re-put it on the 5 tier. Now, it's the hard part. We're going to have to rearrange each section. So the one at the far left will be the highest ranked. The far right will be the bottom of the tier. We'll start with 5. I'm voting for the top of 5. I'd say scratch logo. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
How would you guys?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Ethan?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. And then honestly, I'm okay with the ranking that it's at 5. Would you guys want to change anything? If so, let me know. Go ahead. Vinny, what do you think?
No, I think it's actually perfect the way it is.
Yeah, I think that's solid.
Yeah, perfect.
Solid tier. All right, perfect. Let's move on to 4 then. I don't know. For me, I'd put Smoking Salt probably near the top of 4.
Yeah, I would too.
Would you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would we say top of 4?
Sure.
Yeah.
Second, I'd probably. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think guys think should be second?
I like the spinner, but that's me. Not the rate at all.
I don't have a problem with the spinner being 2.
Yeah.
I
Rob?
think that big gold should be almost last.
Agreed.
All right. 2, and then can we agree to put the radar right after? It's
Yeah.
basically
Sure, yeah.
Put it
Yeah,
right
Yeah, that's
after.
fine.
And
Yeah.
then keep it
Big
like
gold.
how it is.
I think that's good.
Perfect.
That's fair. That's
Now
fair.
3, this will get a bit harder. I'm saying we got to keep big gold, please. I mean, it's a travesty that's in number 3, but at least keep it at the top.
I'll keep it at the
Come
top
on,
just
guys.
for you.
I'll keep it at the top, even though I don't want to keep it at the top.
Because
No.
if it were up to me, it'd be at the bottom. But that, I'm going to show respect
Okay.
to the big gold.
Okay.
I'm fine with keeping it at the top. Absolutely.
Okay.
The
Okay.
V2 you can keep right after, I think.
Yeah. Are you guys good with the V2 right after? Or are you guys thinking something else?
V2's nice. I agree
Yeah.
with V2.
That's scratch.
I'm
but
saying-
V1 should be
I'm
last.
thinking that Big Green has got to go. I don't really like it that much compared to the other belts.
It would probably be, to me, the big green would be probably at the last of the.
Yeah.
Next to
3.
scratch Big Eagle.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys thinking scratch Big Eagle
I think it
next
should.
to it?
Well, yeah, because the block is way better.
Is there?
Do
Or do you
think
guys want it
the-
behind?
Do you think the 85 should be before the undisputed V1?
No. I think they.
I think
behind it.
keep the V1 and 2 together because
Yeah.
they're so similarly
Yeah.
designed.
There you go. I think you have your
I think
3.
that's pretty good. No.
Oh, it's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Move on to 2. I mean, it's not much there.
I'd keep it.
I'd probably keep it the same. What do you
Yeah,
guys
I don't
think?
mind it at all.
I'd keep
No,
it.
you're good.
All right. 1. Sorry, Rob. I'm gonna have to put one of the winged eagles as number 1.
That's
That's just
fair.
me. What do you guys think?
fair.
Do you guys agree? Disagree?
Timeless classic, all black is what I would vote as number one.
That's what. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I would vote it. If
Vinny,
you're
what
going
do
to
you
knock the 87 off,
Yeah.
the time is classic.
All right.
I agree.
Can we put the dual plated after?
I'd go see me. I would go. Here's my order. I'm just gonna throw out my order.
Sure.
I would go dual plated 2. Then I'd go Andre, but then I would go white winged eagle, lavender winged eagle.
Sure.
I agree.
That's kind of my
I
order.
agree with that one too.
Fine with that.
So just like that,
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. So
I think that's a
just 'cause where
solid
they came
ranking.
not bad. So as number one, we have the winged eagle, and at the bottom of the list, right in its rightful spot, the Fiend belt. And that brings us to the end of the first ever tier list over the shoulder podcast. Yeah, Rob, let's wrap it up with a bow and talk about next episode.
Yeah. So before you talk about the next episode and everything, I want to thank these two fine gentlemen for coming on here, taking time out of your evening, for coming on here. Great guys, definitely. Belt Addicts Anonymous really treasures you guys, no doubt. We love watching your podcast. I definitely love having you guys on here. We had Jay on last episode, but definitely love, Ethan, that you came on here for the first time. Vinny, you returned. Allow you to take the floor, of course, Ethan.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Love watching you guys, and it was a blast, and yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah, and we're stoked, and hopefully you'll come on again. And Vinny, again, happy to have you on here, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I actually had fun doing this.
Yes.
It made my brain kind of work this late. It never really does this late. So the fact that it was working, I was kind of impressed. So, but yeah, no, I had fun. I had fun ranking these belts, and look forward to you guys doing another one of these. This is cool.
Yeah, and before you say what we are going to do next week, Max, I want to give a couple shout outs. Of course, I want to shout out to our main Facebook page, Belt Addicts Anonymous. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be where we are today without you guys. We love having you. Over the Shoulder Podcast Facebook page, Pounding the Meat Podcast YouTube channel, Pounding the Meat Podcast Facebook page. Happy, you guys are awesome. You guys just won the Belt Addict Award for Best Podcast. You guys are amazing. Keep doing,
appreciate
bringing
that, bro.
positivity to the hobby. We also want to shout out, of course, KL Fan 93. Love having you, Casey. You're an awesome guy, no doubt. Fellow Belt Addicts Anonymous co-founder, and of course, Brandon Douglas, Snaps and Straps. You're doing wonders for the world, man. Definitely love having you. But Max, do you want to say what we are doing the next episode?
For sure. Now we're going to keep the tier list train going. Next episode, we're going to rank the WWF WWE World Tag Team Championships, every single design from the classic to the current tag team titles, including NXT, NXT UK, and everything in between. Now, before we leave, Rob, I feel like I'm forgetting something that we do every episode.
Oh, well, we put the belt over our shoulders. So hopefully you guys have one here. We put a belt over our shoulder in this one. Definitely bang here. Definitely. Now, Max, what do you have over your shoulder?
I have a real leather, because we're doing the tag teams next episode. Real leather raw tag with drop kick leather.
Yeah, and every time you put that over, and I'm like, yeah, that's the way it should look. I keep saying that. It's absolutely amazing.
And
yeah, Ethan, what do you have?
I got a Nawaz HD lavender. Gotta have lavender.
Beauty lavender. And that is a different belt that you have over your shoulder, Mr. Vinny Vegas. What is that belt?
Yes, sir. This is the Thunder Lips title from Rocky 3. This is what made Hogan really skyrocket, was the Rocky 3 film. And I believe, this is not confirmed, I believe this was made by Select to Get, because it looks like their Thunder Lips title, but this was purchased at the Hogan Beach shop, and it is also signed by the man himself. But this is the Thunder Lips belt.
That's so cool. And you see, I don't have a belt over my shoulder.
Unique,
because, well, I want to dedicate my belt to Mr. Max Rivera. It is the light heavyweight WWF 2001 Figures Inc. And of course, I want to shout out to my fellow Belt Addicts Anonymous admin team who own this belt. Brandon Douglas, Casey, Jamie Gilbert, definitely. And a fun fact about this belt, Kevin Very sold me this belt. Whose belt was this before? This was Mr. J. Cross's belt. So a shout out to you, J. Cross. This was your belt. I'm holding it for you, bro. Max, you love this belt. It's coming to your home, Max. You absolutely love it. You know you do.
You know, such a wonderful episode, and ending it off like this. I don't understand with all this hate. I mean, we just had a great episode here. I don't know why I got to do this to me, Rob. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time when we rank the tag team championships.